In this video, we're gonna see which is the least competitive league from each continent. The leagues that are dominated by just one club. We will start from Africa and move through each continent. The Americas, Asia, Oceania, and finally Europe. As an objective definition, we will see which national championship has been the most dominated in the last 15 years. Also, we're gonna be ranking each championship of the video to see which is the least competitive in the whole world. Starting with the least competitive league in Africa. So, each African country has its own league, but one of the least competitive is South Africa's, a country that has hosted the World Cup and is now dominated by Mamelodi Sundowns. This club won the national championship for the last 7 years in a row, but it's not the least competitive league. For that, we have to go north, to the Egyptian Premier League. It's really impressive, because out of the 64 Egyptian Premier League seasons, a single club has won 44 times. Al Ahly. Yeah, they completely dominated and are still at the top. Back in 2008, when Al Ahly won the title, it already was their 4th consecutive one. But we're focusing only on the last 15 seasons. So after winning 2008, they won 3 more times in a row. The league then had a 2-year break, but in 2014, they won again. Then their rival Zamalek won, but Al Ahly kept dominating, winning 5 more consecutive trophies. Zamalek won again, but Al Ahly grabbed another 2 titles in a row. So in the last 15 seasons, Al Ahly has won 12 titles, making the Egyptian Premier League the least competitive in Africa. But is it the least competitive in the world? We'll find out. For now, Egypt with Al Ahly is on top. So let's continue, leaving Africa to go to South America, where we find a league that's completely dominated by just 2 clubs, the Uruguayan League. Just to give an idea, the 3rd biggest Uruguayan champion is Defensor Sporting with 4 titles, while the 2nd biggest champion, Nacional, has guessed how many titles? 49. From 4, it went to 49. But there's another club, Peñarol, with even more, 51 titles. That's crazy. But in the last 15 years, one of these 2 giants dominated more than the other. Peñarol won 6 and Nacional won 7 Uruguayan championships. So it seemed Uruguay had the least competitive league. But then I looked at a country few people talk about, Suriname. Suriname is a small country that has its own league, where a club called Inter Moengotapuê won 9 titles in the last 15 seasons. So oddly enough, Suriname has the least competitive league in South America. But it's still behind the Egyptian Premier League. Al Ahly remains ahead. Now leaving South America, let's go to Central America, that officially is part of North America, but it can also be considered a subcontinent. And the biggest Central American club is Saprissa from Costa Rica, that won 3 continental titles. So they dominate their own league, winning 7 titles in the last 15 years. But the least competitive league is not there. In Central America, the league that's most dominated by one club is from Honduras. Just like most Latin American leagues, the tournament's divided into 2 parts, Apertura and Clausura. That is, the first and the second halves of the competition. Each gives its own trophy. So, some years ago, a couple of different clubs won the Aperturas and Clausuras. But then from 2019 onwards, another club started dominating, Club Deportivo Olimpia, that literally won 4 titles in a row. Then another club won, and Olimpia won another 4 titles. So in the last 15 titles given, Olimpia won 8 of them. Actually, it was 8 of the last 9 possible. Now the Honduran league is in 3rd place in our ranking. But now, what is the least competitive league in North America? When we think of North America, the first things that come to mind are the MLS and the Mexican League. But in Mexico, counting those Aperturas and Clausuras titles, there were 9 different winners in recent years. Atlas FC won the Clausura 2022, Pachuca won the Apertura 2022, Tigres won the Clausura 2023, and so on. It's really impressive how competitive this league is. So is the least competitive league the MLS? In the last 15 MLS seasons, there were 10 different winners. LA Galaxy won 3 times, Seattle Sounders twice, Columbus Crew twice, New York City FC, Toronto FC, and others. That's crazy. So it seems North America only has competitive leagues, until we reach a league few people talk about, the Canadian Premier League. Yeah, the best Canadian teams play in the MLS, but there's also a professional league just for Canada. It started in 2019, but the average attendance last season was less than 4,000. Even so, it's a professional league with one team that dominates, Forge FC. Forge FC is a club from the city of Hamilton that won 4 out of 5 Canadian Premier Leagues that took place. So the Canadian League is the least competitive in North America. That's something I didn't expect. Now, before we look at the least competitive European league, let's go to Asia and Oceania. So in Asia, there are some strong leagues, like Japan, South Korea, and especially in Saudi Arabia. The Saudi teams got stronger, but there's one that dominates, Al Hilal. In the last 15 seasons, they won in 2010, 2011, 2017, 2018, 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2024. More than half of the trophies. Their latest title even came without losing a single match. But in Asia, there's an even less competitive league, and it's a tournament from a country you don't hear about much often, the Liga Tajikistan. Tajikistan is a small country in Central Asia that has the worst league on the continent. So going back 15 years, in 2009 the winner was a club called FC Catalan. Then a club called Istiklal won 2 in a row and another club also won 2 titles. It was pretty competitive. But then Istiklal started to dominate. 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017 and so on. Winning in 2023 their 10th title in a row. Istiklal won 12 titles in the last 15 years. That's what I call dominance. Now the Tajikistan League is tied with the Egyptian Premier League. Will they finish first place? Let's see. But before we head to Europe, let's go to Oceania. The main leagues from Oceania are the Australian and the New Zealand leagues. But the Australian one is very competitive, with 6 different winners in recent years. Meanwhile, there is the New Zealand League, where Auckland City is by far the most successful club, but shares the dominance with other clubs. So to find out what is the least competitive professional league in Oceania, we gotta go to the smaller islands, where we find a tournament that's completely dominated by one club, the Cook Islands League. You probably never heard of this country, but I understand you. The Cook Islands has a population of only 15,000 people. Even so, there are professional teams that qualify to the Oceania Champions League. But in the last 15 years, a club called Tupapa Mararenga won literally 11 titles. 73% of all trophies of the last 15 years. So even though the Cook Islands is extremely small, they have the least competitive professional league in Oceania, going to the 2nd place in our ranking. But now let's go to the continent with the strongest leagues, Europe. Well, one of the least competitive in Europe is the French Ligue 1, where in the last 15 years Paris Saint-Germain won 10 titles. Also in Greece, there's another domination. In the last 15 years, Olympiacos won 10 titles, tying with PSG. But these are far from being the least competitive. Even less competitive is Germany's Bundesliga, where Bayern Munich made it look easy. In the past, it was way more challenging for them, because after Bayern won in 2010, Dortmund won 2 in a row. But then from 2013 to 2023, Bayern dominated the league in a way Germany had never seen before, winning 11 titles in a row, until Leverkusen finally broke the streak, making it 12 titles in the last 15 years, literally 80%. But even though it's a huge dominance, it's still not the least competitive. To go to the league where a single team simply doesn't stop winning, we gotta go to a country in the Balkans, Croatia. It's really crazy. Here's the pie chart of every Croatian league winner. Rijeka and NK Zagreb have 1 title each, Hajduk Split has 6, and with almost 3/4 of all titles is Dinamo Zagreb, 25 titles. Dinamo Zagreb is by far the most rich and dominant team. They already had Gvardiol, Mateo Kovacic, Luka Modric, and also players such as Dani Olmo. It's so dominant that from the 10 biggest transfers from Croatia to other countries, all of them were from Dinamo Zagreb. So let's see exactly how much they dominated. Well, in 2010, Dinamo Zagreb won the title, which already was their 5th consecutive win. Then they won again in 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015 and 2016. Until in 2017, another club broke the streak, but with Dinamo only 2 points behind. It was very close. Then after that, they continued. 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023 and 2024. In the last 15 years, Dinamo Zagreb made the Croatian league the least competitive of all, winning 14 titles in the last 15 years, literally 93% of all championships. So the Croatian league is the least competitive in Europe and finishes first placed as the most dominated league by a single club. So in summary, if Kane wants to win a trophy, he should just sign for Dinamo Zagreb, remembering that this ranking only ranks the least competitive league of each continent. That's why Bundesliga is not there. So if you enjoyed this video, I think you're gonna like this one too. Thanks for watching and bye!